All right, we got ourselves actually quite a nice setup. We aggressive shift playing. You know what? Exsanguinate. The bleed for assassination. We got ourselves also quad as a shadow priest. We got ourselves first up. What's your name? Yasa. Yasa. Okay, well, that's as good as we can get. Yasa. It looks like Embargo is going to be first up versus Yasa. Is he playing that little outlaw? He is with a blind killing spree. Gets a killer shot onto Yasa. That's going to be a port available for Yasa versus Embargo. Yo, aggressive shift could be in the room. Out of stealth unless you're dueling. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Yo, let's go over the rules, dude. Priest buff you can share. Major buff you can share. Cracker Gotchi's X. You guys are welcome to share the warrior buff. Rogues be out of stealth unless you're dueling inside of the room. Don't go out of the room. And don't stealth and don't get aggressive until whoever is in front of you dies. It's going to be Yasa getting a big old setup with all the pets up and running. And Embargo is going to go for a vanish. As Yasa got himself a full set of pets. Look at that orc, man. He looks like he had battle scars and everything. A big old scythe. That's going to be lots of pets empowered. But no rogue to sick him on. Yo, aggressive. Can you go back to the room and just be out of stealth? Appreciate you, fam. Where's Embargo again? Jesus. Embargo going in for another killer shot. Still playing out the outlaw. I really do like he's trying it out. Yes, it does drop a curse on him though. Trying to deny some damage for, some damage for Embargo. Trying to reduce his cast speed a little bit. Trying to deal with that slice and dice. As Embargo tried to build some common points, it's going to be stunned by the pet, though. Some big damage maybe out of Yasa. The pet going in for a bigger whirlwind. The other demon doggers are in the fight again. And a kidney shot comes out onto the Warlock. Does also reduce Embargo's health by a little bit with the crystal fragility. And that's going to be the port as he needs to disengage out of that stun. Embargo going in for a bit of a grapple hook. Trying to get away. Yasa trying to see if he can find a better angle. Yo, Quad, Lenyo, Hellforce. Can you get aggressive shift back into the room? Just explain him like the rules. Yasa probably would, but he's kind of dueling. Stun onto Embargo. That's going to be a more pets on him. Yasa try to get him more demons up and running. Embargo is behind on health by a little bit. Yasa so far takes a bit of damage, but he still just looks so tanky. It looks like he's chilling. Looks like he's going to be fine. Trying to get a Tyrant up and running. Embargo does have a Cloak of Shadows, maybe using a little too early into a Mortal Coil. The Tyrant is going to do a bit of slapping damage. Stun to fall right after. And Embargo does get himself a vanish off at the last second. And Yasa trying to see if he can get himself maybe eyes. No, eyes are available. Embargo got himself yet another vanish off and it's going to wait. So far, Embargo looks like he's struggling a little bit as Outlaw to try to get some damage onto Yasa. I think it's the first time we've seen an Outlaw join these duels in the 5-1-1 so far. Outside of like the first PTR duels that I've done way earlier. Fear trying to come out for Yasa, trying to get some damage. It's going to be an interrupt. It's going to be a Vile Fiend with a killing spree coming out for Yasa to follow. With that adrenaline rush, trying to make the damage out of it. Stun onto Embargo to follow. Yasa got himself more pets, more CC. Embargo taking lots of damage. Dreadstalkers joining the fight, but then we need the Dreadstalkers. Looks like the Felguard with a whirlwind was enough damage, and down goes your boy Embargo. With Leto, is going to be Leto next. Letovevo is going to be up next. Trying to see if he can go for a big old aim shot onto Embargo. Does go for the board. Big Warlock Hellstone heal to follow. Took big damage there, but it's going to be able to get at least a little bit more pets, a little bit more resource up and running. Leto has a lot of damage available, but looks like the big cooldowns are going to be down for the time being. Gets a scatter shot onto Yasa. There's going to be a pet next to him, so you can go for the pet stun anytime you want to. Going to be a little bit of that volley onto the pets, I guess. Just trying to maybe do some damage to the pets, maybe deal with them. That's going to be the Felguard as well as the... What are you called again? The Salamander. The Salamander. That's exactly the pet's name is. Down into Leto as he goes in for a heal. Trick gets out of it. The Tyrant is in the game. That's going to be a freezing trap onto Yasa. The Tyrant is still doing some damage. Needs to do as much damage as he can into Yasa. Mortal Coil running him away. The Tyrant is still getting big slaps in there. Rapid Fire comes out as huge damage still hitting Leto. Still under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. It looks like Yasa takes him out even though the interrupt came out. Yasa is still just fine. The Russian Demonology Warlock. And Ketam is going to be up next as another marksman. From one marksman to another. Can Ketam just go for a big old one-shot? Trying to throw a trap. Does see a hard trap that's going to get Yasa, going to get Ketam out in the open. It's going to go for a big setup onto Yasa. Fear trying to come out. It's going to be Feign Death instead. With the rapid fire, trying to get called Dreadstalkers. Does get the Dreadstalkers onto the Hunter's pet at least. It looks like it's going to be an missed interrupt by Ketam. Has himself True Shot Aura available. Drain Life coming out for Yasa. It's just trying to get as much health as he can. Freezing Trap on one of the pets. Not the one pet that can stun. And that's going to be a Mortal Coil into Ketam. As Yasa getting some of those Demon Bolts up and running in order to get himself some resources. Stun into Ketam. Does he go for the big setup with the pets maybe? Call Dreadstalkers up next with a Scatter Shot. Aim Shot going to do a lot of damage into a short stun into Ketam. Scatter Shot is going to be down. Dreadstalkers trying to make a play. That's going to be a port for Yasa. Keeps walking away from the area where he has the port just so he can have a retreat anytime he needs to. And Ketam actually is kind of under a lot of pressure from all those pets. I mean, this pet by himself is doing quite a number. Into a Freezing Trap. It looks like he's actually just maybe going to hit the pet. I don't think Ketam tried to kill the pet. I don't think he tried to hit the pet with a Crucible. I think he tried to maybe heal himself. But he couldn't. Rapid fire onto the pet, so maybe it's going to be Yasa have to resummon one. Vile Fiend, that's the one. Vile Fiend joins the fight again as well. Is that pet just going to be stunned? It looks like he is getting resummoned. Vile Fiend dropping in from the side. Ketam is at least getting some steady shots in there. Looks like he's just going to take out all these demons, fighting him one by one. Ketam is going to be behind a little bit on self-heals by the looks of it, though. Another Freezing Trap. It looks like Yasa might just have to push in, but maybe that's exactly what Ketam wants. Yasa better have a port available to get the hell out of that room if necessary. And that's actually maybe that's what Ketam was trying to do. Freezing Trap onto the pet, catch a full camo. Yasa picking up the eyes, he can send the pet back at him. No, the eyes, yes, they did get picked up. I thought they didn't. Rapid fire next, almost getting the Tyrant, almost getting the Dreadstalkers. He's going to go for a Tyrant with a stun to Ketam. Maybe you thought he got the pets up and running. He didn't. The Mortal Coil into Ketam. Dreadstalkers are going to join the fight. It looks like it's going to be the Tyrant kind of rooted back there with a binding shot. Yasa is kind of by himself 1-1 in Ketam. The Tyrant joins the fight. Does he get at least one cast? He does not. It's going to be drained live to sustain Yasa. Ketam, though, not really looking at all that health. And trying to get some aim shots rolling. Maybe he has some bursts available. Quite huge amounts of damage with those aim shots available. Ketam might be able to maybe get a reset. Yasa continuing to drain life whenever he can. Aim shot. No pet to stop the aim shots. I think it's gonna be a double aim shot potentially. No, double tap was not available. So Ketam did not have the biggest burst possible. Stun onto Ketam. Yasa getting the pets up and running. Dreadstalkers, Vile Fiend, everything. Actually, Dreadstalkers, something got interrupted. I thought it might have been Dreadstalkers. Does go for feign death. Does get him some big damage. Aim shot to follow. Trying to go for big aim shots. Does he have enough? Looks like Ketam might be going down. Barely. Some health. I was even healing. Ketam somehow maintains health in one way or another. Yasa blinking at the top of him. Demon Bolt to the face. Making Gul'dan proud. And Gachi is going to be up next as the Fury Warrior. I don't know if you've ever seen Yasa or really Warlocks do well and successfully against Warriors. But that's going to be the first time. As Yasa getting the pets up and running with another stun to Gachi with a Tyrant up and running. Gachi might be in a really bad spot here. Actually could go for a lot of self-heals. Is Yasa... Oh, he's just going to leap out of there. Tyrant is still has line of sight. He might be able to slap him around. Big damage coming out from Tyrant. Cannot cast super far away. Gachi does have the charge available if necessary. Does go for a Blaze-Stone port available for Yasa. Goes in for Commanding Shout. Might have to go and Rage Regen against these pets by himself. Nope, trying to see if he can Rage Regen against Yasa. Stormbolt, big damage coming down, and Gachi does go for Rage Regen. Yasa does take the gateway though. Gachi better turn around and hit the pets. Does get stunned. At least one Bloodthirst does go through while Rage Regen is up and running. Tentacle Dance getting lined up for the Warlock. And Gachi is having a really hard time just pinning Yasa down for a moment here. Fear does Zerka Rage out of it. And that's going to be a Warlock house again created for Yasa. They just needed one more stone, dude. He's out of him completely. Reflect available for Gachi with a port available for Yasa. 23% dampening for Gachi. He actually has extra Mortal Strike effect from the pet itself as well. The Felguard. So that might actually make it harder for him to survive this. He's out super low. Trying to get a charge. Get himself a bit of a heal. Yasa doesn't have enough. The pets do have it though. The bind comes out from the Dreadstalkers. That's going to be Yasa trying to see if he can get himself a little bit extra value. Does he go for the slow? I don't know which curse he goes against Kragar. I think he goes for the slow. The curse was slow. Vile Fiend coming out for Yasa. And he's low on health though. 26% dampening at this point. Does he have the cooldowns? He does have a wall. He doesn't have the curse of frailty for a little bit. He is going to get a Mortal Coil into Kragar with Tyrant and Puppies and a stun. Kragar going to take quite a bit of damage here though. Yasa getting hit with a fear as well as his pets do. 28% dampener though. And Krager's going to wait out until most of the fury is gone. Yasa, does he have the mobility left? The pets are closing the gap again as they are slowed. Krager is surrounded by the army. Another stun to Krager. That's at least another pet for him to hit with. Wall available for Yasa. Get hit with a Stormbolt. Does he go for a port maybe here? Krager does go for a charge. Heal. Trying to see if he can survive this damage as best possible. Drain life available for Yasa. As he's just trying to survive the onslaught of Krager. Yasa without a wall. Not really a lot of cooldowns available. There's going to be another Vile Fin available. Krager, though, man, it's going to be tough. He does have a Stormbolt. Yasi is super low towards execute range. Going to be a stun to Krager with Dreadsuckers. Krager is going to take a lot of hits. Mortal Coil running him away. It's going to be the Safeguard Trick at Procken. More hand go down. More pets available. Krager overlapping the shields together with an Azoth Trinket. There's going to be a Warlock House to the last second for Yasi, though, right before the charge happened. Krager had Reflect. Looks like one of the spell's abilities reflected. In Rage Regen available for Krager. Mass healing. Yasi, I don't really know what he can do against a mass heal. Krager recovered a ton of health, still holding on to the commanding shout. That's going to port for Yasa at the very least. He needs himself some CC chains onto Kragar. He needs some big CC chains. Stun with the Dreadsuckers around the corner, letting the pets kind of do majority of the work. Kragar can turn around, start hitting the pets. He does have Ignore Pain as well. We're only at a 10 minutes too, so it's only 35% dampening. Yasa needs himself as much mobility as possible. Stun from a Stormbolt. Yasa getting so close to that execute range. Used to get himself a port. I think he's looking for it. Does Krager have enough to reconnect here? Has cooldowns available. Yas is still in a really rough spot, but he's surviving, but barely. His health has been so low. Krager, I guess, maybe he's playing very heal-heavy playstyle and focusing on healing and outlasting the enemy rather than damage. So maybe if he was focusing more on damage, might have been able to take out Yasa way earlier. Stun onto Krager with the pets. Is going to be Dreadsuckers available as well. Does have the Tyrant. If he can get maybe a Tyrant by itself. Reflect available into an Azotric, and Krager fears the pets away. But he doesn't fear the Tyrant. Stun onto Yasa. Can Yasa get himself full Tyrant up and running? Does go for a port, but doesn't really take him all that far. Lead by the Warrior. Yasa is super low in that execute range. Does he have anything at all? I think he's out. Mortal Coil in the last second. Trying to maybe get a fear. No, getting curses onto Krager instead. Throwing down Crucible. Yasa with barely any health. Trying to get a Tyrant up and running. Krager does take him out. As we are hitting that 45% dampened. Health Force are going to be up next for full cooldown available. But Krager without Enrage Regen for a little bit. Health Forcing. Does he get to go for a big setup on him? Vendetta not available yet. Does he trinket this? He doesn't trinket. So Krager does get himself a little bit of healing. We only are at 43% dampening. Evasion available for Health Force. Tried to Shattering Throw. I don't really think you can Shattering Throw the evasion. But there it is. Kragar is going to be going down. Maybe Commanding Shout. Does he survive this? Few seconds left in Rage Regen. No, does not get it. Health Force is taking him out. But Yasa, 1v4. First one we've seen on PTR pre-patch as a Demonology Warlock, boys. He didn't really do too much with pets. He just summoned his puppies. He had his pet do stuns and do the big Blade Storm. Fell Storm. He had the Vile Fiends. I really want to see what kind of build he went for, but that was effective. That was awesome. I think the gate was really cool. Oh, like the Warlock port was really cool. That was so good.